Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final run-up to the presentation of the budget. 6 minutes from now, and in the next 6 minutes, this is going to be power-packed broadcast for you viewers. And right on top of this segment, we are bringing to you the biggest breaking news. Our sources are telling us that there is an income tax rebate at the lower level. I'm whispering it so that they don't change their minds at the last minute. Madhav, what can you tell us about this information? Is Nirmala Sitharaman going to really cut the taxes? Don't say it too loud, because if they hear it, they might just nix the proposal.
Change it now, about 5 minutes ahead.
It's been passed by the cabinet. Okay, say it aloud. Say it aloud.
Absolutely. The income tax rebate at the lower levels expected and recommended by economists as well. As India Inc., because the country is going through a demand crunch, there's a need for boosting demand in urban and rural areas, and it is a must to kick-start the business cycle. Let me get in Rohinton from Deloitte on that. Rohinton, pretty much on the cards. Are we looking at this being brought in the new scheme, the old scheme? What are you hearing?
So I wish I had an iPad just now to answer that question, but essentially what I would say is...
You mean her iPad?
Her iPad, yeah.
Okay, all right. Not just an iPad.
Absolutely. So essentially what they're definitely going to be trying to do is to incentivize you to move from the old scheme to the new scheme. And the reason is it's so much more simpler under the new scheme. They're enticing you with the lower tax rate. And then all this, debate that we have about various deductions, etc., it just becomes a non-issue.
So what do you suggest? Viewers who are watching right now, do you think they should move to the new rates? Is it a better, system to be in, giving up all those so-called concessions?
So it all depends on individual taxpayer situations. So I liken the case when they cut the corporate taxes. At that point of time, they did exactly this. They sunsetted many of the exemptions, and that over a period of time moved taxpayers from the higher tax rate with deductions to the lower tax rates without deductions. So I presume something similar may perhaps be experimented with in this budget.
Well, let me get in Chandrajit Banerjee, DG of CII. Chandrajit Banerjee, I just need to know from you what's in that iPad, because that's the only question we are asking today.
I wish I had an iPad like you, but no, I don't.
No. The iPad is only with Nirmala Sitharaman ji.
There is, through the economic... but I do believe that the economic survey sets the trend, and the trend is of partnership, and the trend is of partnership. Private sector needs to come in, private sector can create jobs, and the private sector has a role in the economy. So I see, while there could be greater trust from the government to the private sector can and should respond through greater investment, through greater job creation, which it can, and therefore it is a two-way street, and I would think that we should be seeing greater impetus on this partnership going forward for the benefit of the economy and also livelihood.
Okay, private investments should go up. Saloni, I come back to you. It's been a robust tax collection in the first quarter. Does that give her elbow room for tax cuts for, tax-paying salaried people?
I think, Navika, we all want that. We all are looking towards that. But honestly, the tax has been robust, and which is why, corporate India is actually looking at certain concessions, liberties around input tax credit. Like you said, exemptions, all that encourages spending. So that's what we all want. But specifically from a GST perspective, I don't expect any change in the tax rates. Customs, there could be some changes. We are expecting a new excise law. That's all part of the tax reform that the government is embarking on. So all in all, I think they will also give incentives for possibly education, like we spoke about, education, health, green energy. These are areas which would possibly see. Also, I see continuity in the policy. Though it's a coalition government, I see continuity in the policy making. So I believe PLI could get some, new sectors being added. Electronic manufacturing could be on the agenda. MSMEs could also be included.
So PLI, ELI, two things that we are expecting to expand. Chandrajit Banerjee, do you agree?
Yes, of course. But jobs is an important area. We have seen production-linked incentive to be successful, and sectors which are employment-intensive, like say garments, textiles, and many others, which have the ability, even in the services sector, tourism, healthcare, which was also mentioned in the economic survey. We see incentives being given for incremental employment, and I would even imagine the budget would really focus on how do we get more women participation in the labor force through appropriate bias towards in the ELI schemes that could be announced to